Hello, Clara, Owen, and IWA students. Or didn't you guys think we'd notice when the number of views on our videos jumped from single digits to triple digits about 2 weeks after I started there? Well, since you're here, you get a bonus lesson. The nice thing about this lesson is that it works both for my Com App classes, as it is a how-to or instructional video, and it also works for my theater classes. Since we are currently on Renaissance literature, it is about William Shakespeare and his name. Now, Clara, you already know this, but Owen, at least you might find this somewhat interesting, and since I'm using Clara's videos to teach my classes, I suppose you can sit through this. Anyway, here we go. How Renaissance printers changed Bill Shakespeare's name to William Shakespeare. So this is William Shakespeare's name as you've always seen it on every copy of every play. But the thing about it is, we actually only have 4 times that Shakespeare signed his name, and every time he signed it a different way. So the first thing you need to know is that printing was a good deal more different in early modern England than it is now. That it actually took a whole shop just to make a single page. And one of the main jobs was a compositor. A compositor would have an organized pile of all kinds of tiles on which were carved the letters. And they actually would have been superimposed rather than indented, so that after you had arranged all the tiles to your liking in neat little rows, you would cement them all in place, cover them with ink, then you would tamp them down on a blank piece of paper, remove it, and voila, you would have the text. And so this still seems like it should be no problem. You just find a W, an I, L, L, S, H, A, K, S, E, A, R, Will Shakespeare. How hard is this? Well, the first problem comes in that the lowercase s would not have looked like our modern day S. In fact, what it would have looked like is this. Now this may look more like an F to us, but that's very, very different. After all, an F would have a little line through it. So you put this S here, and it would actually take up quite a bit of space as compared to, say, a lowercase a. And this would be fine except for the fonts. And early modern printers were always using fancy fonts and decorations to show off for each other. At least I presume that's why. And one of these fonts that became very popular for titles for authors and things had a very fancy K that actually dipped below the line and took up some extra space. So let's replace our K here. And maybe you're still thinking, hey, that's no big deal. But when you factor in that there's a little extra room on our S, maybe this one's a little easier to see after all, and a little extra room on our K, it starts to look like there's an extra space here, which there shouldn't be. It starts looking all nice. But right about the time we get to the second X, we have this weird space that was created by our K with its little diphthong and the S, which always takes up a little extra space. And because this looked weird printed, it looked like he had 2 last names, which was not acceptable. So they found that if they added a nice little E title in the middle, it solved the problem. The E was close enough to the edge of the K and the edge of the S that it didn't look like there was a whole space between, and now we have Shakespeare, or at least Shakespeare. As for the other E, that's partially about the fact that, remember, he spelled his name. This became the standard, using all of the vowels. Now, how William Shakespeare's name became the name in literature, drama, and all of culture is a different story. And that's about a lovely man named Ben Jonson. But let's not talk about him right now. Well, ladies, I'll see you tomorrow. Clara and Owen, there may be 5,014 miles between IWA and the University of Leiden, but I don't see why that means we can't help each other teach and learn. Love you guys!